I'm Gurjot Bandasha, VP of Engineering at DataSeers. We are very excited to be a part of HPCC Summit again this year. Taming the data demon has been our motto right from the get-go. We are back and we are growing significantly over the course of last 4 years because of our innovation, organic growth, and expansion. We have been self-funded and we are now about 60 plus employees. We are headquartered in Alpharetta, Georgia, with an office in Mumbai, India. We are currently exploring options in Singapore and UK as well. Getting stronger together. We started with a team of 2 in 2017. That was our grand opening. We graduated from the tech incubator in 2018. We moved into our new office space in Alpharetta, Georgia. In 2019, we actually opened an office in Mumbai, India. And then from then on, we have been rapidly expanding, moving into larger spaces in both the locations. So here is the growth of DataSeers. And you can see we have added many valuable members to our team. Our goal has been to help banks and payment industry with humanizing transactional data. In the year of 2018, we onboarded our very first client. And today we are working with 8 new clients. Our product helps Venmo, Square Cash, and PayPal, etc. are the products that can benefit from us. On a daily basis, we work with 20 billion transactions, $300 billion net worth of money movement, 600 billion customers in account, 750 different type of programs, and 50 billion in ACH processing. The stimulus funds from 2020 and 2021 also moved through our system. What are we doing different? And why is this so much accelerating growth in DataSeers? The answer is we are a one-stop shop for our clients. As our product financier offers a variety of solutions from onboarding, that is KYC, KYB checks, to compliance, where you get an oversight of all the compliance anti-money laundering cases, detecting anomalies from transactions that have been ingested. We provide reconciliation, overseas reconciliations of cards and accounts at unprecedented rates, fraud detection, detecting anomalies in transaction and predicting fraud, Nacha processing, a hyperscale ACH processing platform, and then analytics, where you predict what the churn is going to be a customer. You also get visualizations from the data, and all of this happens on a daily basis. You don't want to have to wait for your reports to come to you in 8 hours, 12 hours, or next day. What is our secret sauce and how are we able to do this in such a short time span? Our secret sauce has been making sure that the data collected from various sources is cleaned, homogenized, augmented, and finally ingested into our system. The amazing part is our whole code is written in ECL HPCC Systems. And due to the ease in coding, we are able to provide an implementation timeline of 2 weeks. We are heavily relying on the ML libraries built on the HPCC platform to provide actionable insights. Now let's look at the data flow in our system. From the time the client comes into our system to the time where the reports are generated. Client uploads the file to the system in a data lake. Using SFTP, we move the file into the landing zone. As part of my daily processing, I have a cron job scheduled in the ECL. It picks up all the files, sprays them, ingests them, and creates super files. All the data as part of the ECL processing is sent into the Kafka topics. Logstash picks all the data from different Kafka topics and sends it to Elastic. And as you see, this is parallel processing, as while Logstash is sending the data to Elastic, my ETL is still doing the job of processing the new processes that are coming into my system. Then all the data is available in Kibana, where I have my dashboards created, and then you are ready to go. All of this flow that you see here is happening in the background. The question is, where does my client come in? And how does my client interact with the system? That is where I built another technology called Seer Portal. That is the front end to all this backend. The client can actually log into Seer Portal, look at the daily reports. They can set up the velocity limits that are associated with the programs. They can work around with the alerts. They can actually create cases. They can file SARs. They can file CTRs. All of that has been integrated. So all the third-party integrations are already built into the system. Now the question arises, what happens when they actually change the velocity limits? How does my code take in those new values? Should I compile the code again? Should I look up and ask them to let me know when they are making those changes? No, that's not true. All of this actually happens without any human interference. The Seer Portal and Financier communicates with each other through ESP. I have Roxy deployed in the ESP. So once a person makes a change in the front end and hits publish, the Seer Portal actually calls my Roxy service, which indeed pulls all the data from MySQL to a Thor file in my system. So the next day, when the reports are running, they are running against the new values that are set by the client. The same also can happen in code mapping and field mapping as well. So that helps us to keep our data augmented throughout the whole process without human interference and too many coding deployments needs. Moving on, how are we inclined or why use HPCC and how are we growing into the space of HPCC? We are closely aligned with the customer data, and that gives us the ability to be able to create a product that answers to all the needs. We are integrated with all the core services of LexisNexis, like Instant ID BI, Accurate, True ID, Broadpoint, Phone Finder, and now we are actually looking into integrating with other technologies for watchlist and sanctions as well. This is where we stand as of today. We surely have a long way to go and grow. Thinking about the future makes us very exciting. And to know that HPCC is also adapting to the Azure cloud is another exciting part of this whole process. We are currently in a data-centric architecture, which obviously makes it very difficult to think about expansions. So we have to constantly understand the needs of the client and order the servers, make sure they're delivered, make sure they're configured, and all of those. But being able to move to infrastructure as a service will actually help us have a very flexible planning. I can scale as per the client's requirement. I can even have a dynamic infrastructure. So basically, I can spin up my Thor services as per the data requirement. So if I'm actually processing the historical data, I can have more Thor services deployed on that particular week. But next day, when I'm actually moving on to daily processing, I would just narrow it down to just having those many clusters as required. It actually makes it very simple to manage. And then comes the next step for us to obviously is to move as a platform as a service, which is just a plug and play. I want to be able to provide a service where people can download from like an Azure web application or something and actually do the ongoing processes of customer checks, business checks, merchant checks, etc., without having the hassle of deploying software into them, integrating, checking the needs, and all of those stuff. So that is where we are headed with the help of HPCC. Thank you so much